You can't deny the appeal of a good on-screen duo. Riggs and Murtaugh, Inspector Tequila and Tony, Tango and Cash, Turner and Hooch. When you have two actors who play well off each other, it elevates what might be just a good film into a great film. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man is a 1991 action movie from director Simon Wincer. The movie opens in the distant future of 1996.
That's about it for this Independence Day as the clock rocks 12, ladies and gentlemen, on July 5th, 1996.
Independence Day is July 5th now? Harley Davidson is reminiscing about his ex after a romp with miscellaneous naked chick. A radio DJ is setting up the story. The DJ is also talking about a new designer drug called Crystal Dream. Harley gears up and leaves the girl behind.
Your money's on the dresser. Adios. If you're looking for love, you ain't even close.
He's headed to Burbank, California to visit an old friend.
It's all the same. It seems we're wasted away.
Goof on Bon Jovi all you want, but this opening kicks ass and perfectly sets the tone of the film. Along the way, Harley stops to get some gas and walks in during a robbery. Oh no, they've got Urkel! He easily dispatches the thugs.
Pump all the gas you can hold.
That's not good business.
Good thing gas prices will never be that high. At the local biker bar, the Marlboro Man is giving Lorenzo Lamas' partner a lesson in pool.
I'm good to go. Seems I got 5 big bills in my pocket. Your woman in my bed.
With the look on the girlfriend's face, I think she wanted the Indian to lose. The big Indian doesn't want to pay up, so Marlboro beats the crap out of him. Harley's been away for 2 years, so he and Marlboro head out to catch up.
If there is a heaven and a God, yeah, I'd like to meet the dude. You know, I'd like to go up there and hang out with him.
Die Hard 5, that'll never happen. They head to their friend's bar, the Rock and Roll Bar and Grill.
Hey, happy birthday.
What do you give the guy who has everything? Well, how about a gun that was used in a gas station robbery? Oh, the future sucks. Let's shoot things.
Older the bull, stiffer the horn.
Harley heads into the bar because of some unfinished business. He used to be involved with Lulu, but now she's married to Jack. I never would have taken Vanessa Williams to be a size queen. Anyway, if he's there about Lulu, who was the girl in the picture from the beginning? Marlboro goes to the secret fight club section of the bar. They meet up with their old friend Jose, who warns them that Jack will kill Harley if he sees him.
If you do, you're dead.
Out there, it's better to be dead and cool than alive and uncool.
Jack sees Harley and proceeds to beat the shit out of him. Vanessa Williams is pretty and all, but not pretty enough that I'd want to be thrown out of a window over her. Kelly Brook, on the other hand. Harley apologizes to Jack, and they agree, bros before hoes. After the fight, Jimmy tells them that their lease on the bar is up in a few days, and they need $2.5 million to keep it open. So Harley suggests the only logical answer: they're gonna rob a bank. Lulu pussy whips Jack so he can't help.
Yeah, you made me a lot of promises, Jack. We're gonna have a baby someday.
A 6-foot-tall baby. The group manages to set up a plan to rob an armored car. Who's he giving thumbs up to? They outsmart the guards and blow up the truck to get the money. In the future, money is held in glittery bags. One of the guards triggered the alarm and a bunch of agents from the bank show up. The agents unload their guns and pin the gang behind the truck. These agents are terrible shots. The only ones they kill are their own men, and they're out in the open, tied up. They can see that the trench coats are bulletproof. Why doesn't any of them aim for their heads? Jack shows up and falls off his bike. Okay, he meant to do that. What weighs more, Jack or the bike? The explosion is just enough of a diversion for them to get away. They head to the airport graveyard to find out that they didn't steal money, they stole unmelted, pure deodorant sticks. I guess Crystal Dream is partially made out of rubber. Agent Alexander is reporting the failure to his boss Wilder. Somehow, I just don't see this music going over well at this bar. Harley and Marlboro are trying to figure out what to do next. This girl comes over and sounds just a little bit desperate.
Sure, I'll give you a ride, Sally.
The name tag's wrong. My real name's Honey. Pure gold. And sweet.
My vagina. It's down there. Marlboro borrows Harley's bike to go and harass the police. He pulls over and the cop frisks him. What is this, San Francisco? Oh, okay, it's a female cop. It seems like the same kind of interrogation tactics of the busty cops. It turns out the cop is his old girlfriend, Virginia. She's getting married soon and tells Marlboro that she can't see him anymore.
I love you, Robert. But after tonight, you're not welcome here anymore.
So let's fuck. A lot. Harley and Marlboro head to the bank to make them an offer. Sure is a good thing no one's parked anywhere near the front of the building. They get taken into an office so they can talk to Wilder. Harley tells him to give him $2.5 million in exchange for the drugs. They go back to the bar, but the agents find them and shoot up the joint. Did they really think that the agents wouldn't know where they were going with the money? The agents kill everyone, but Harley and Marlboro manage to escape. The two then stow away on a plane to Vegas. They get a room for the night, but somehow the agents still end up finding them. Harley discovers that the agents planted a tracking device on him. They head to the roof and hide behind these air vents. I didn't know aluminum air vents were strong enough to stop bullets. They jump off the roof to get away.
I hate you for this, Harley. I fucking hate you for this.
I hate you, Harley! Oh, shit!
They head back to Burbank to make things right. They reset the tracking device so the agents can find them again.
Sounds like the same heading my co-pilot shouted out the day we choppered into K-Fed.
Choppered into K-Fed? Harley and Marlboro get into a shootout with the agents and finally realize that they have to shoot them in the head. After killing the agents, they pay off the helicopter pilot to take them to Wilder. They try to convince him to take back the money and give him the bar. Marlboro gets into a fight with Wilder and he takes a fall out of a really bad green screen. The two then decide to go their separate ways. Marlboro goes back to bull riding, and Harley goes back to the open road and picking up really hot hitchhikers. So, what about the bar? Did they just completely forget about the bar? The movie was filmed mostly in Los Angeles and various locations in Arizona for about $23 million. Director Simon Windsor was a famous TV director in Australia. He gained some recognition in the US after directing the sleeper hit Daryl. He was well known for being one of the best directors for working with horses, which helped him to get the job directing the miniseries Lonesome Dove. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man was expected to be a big hit, but instead it was a huge disappointment at the box office. 2 years later, Windsor directed a movie that was expected to be a failure but ended up being a massive success that spawned 3 sequels. Free Willy. The long-running crime drama Miami Vice had just ended, and Don Johnson was looking to transition from TV star to movie star. His movie career never really took off in the 90s, so he returned to TV and had another hit with the show Nash Bridges. Mickey Rourke was huge in the 80s, with classics like 9.5 Weeks, The Pope of Greenwich Village, and the movie that deflowered a Cosby Kid, Angel Heart. In a few different interviews, Rourke admitted that he took the role of Harley Davidson simply for the money. He said that he felt like a sellout, and this led to his downfall. Before he became an actor, Rourke was a boxer. In late 1991, after Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, he returned to boxing, saying that he lost respect for himself as an actor. He became an international fighter and was undefeated in 8 fights. Unfortunately, during this time, he received many injuries to the face, which ruined his well-known pretty boy features. He went to a plastic surgeon who butchered his face and left him looking worse than before. He returned to acting, and even though he starred in over 20 films, he just couldn't get back to his former glory. It wasn't until 2005, when he played the role of Marv in Sin City, that he was finally back on Hollywood's radar. This then led to him getting the role of Randy the Ram in The Wrestler, for which he won a Golden Globe and many other critics' awards. Rourke and Johnson were both notorious divas on the set. Johnson infuriated the crew by constantly returning to his trailer between shots, which made a long day of shooting take even longer. Rourke's bizarre behavior and weird attitude made him difficult to work with. However, after both of their careers took a nosedive in the 90s, this humbled them and made them much better to work with. There's a great matte painting of the billboard where Harley and Marlboro like to hang out. The scene was much cheaper and easier to do with a matte painting rather than trying to build a billboard on Sunset Boulevard. While I can't say for sure, the movie seems to have influenced at least 2 things. The bulletproof automatic weapon-wielding, trench coat-wearing bank agents, are very similar to the bulletproof automatic weapon-wielding trenchcoat-wearing agents of the games series Syndicate, which was released in 1993. The other thing it may have influenced is the monster hit The Matrix. While you can dismiss the leather trenchcoats as simply a coincidence, you can't deny the similarity of this scene. The movie had an outstanding cast. Aside from Rourke and Johnson, you had Chelsea Field, Tom Sizemore, Daniel Baldwin, Giancarlo Esposito, Vanessa Williams, Robert Ginty, Julius Harris, Tia Carrere, Big John Studd, Branscombe Richmond, and a young Kelly Hu. I'm not entirely sure how he did it, but somehow Mickey Rourke picked up the massive 6'7", 400-pound Big John Studd. The movie was a sort of modern take on Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and the roof jump was an homage to the cliff jump from Butch Cassidy. Aside from the two leads, there were some other characters that were named after commercial products. There was Virginia Slim, Jack Daniels, and Old Grandad. This was done without the blessing of the companies, and they had to put a disclaimer at the beginning of the movie to show that they had no involvement. A large part of why this movie works is the chemistry between Rourke and Johnson. They played off each other incredibly well, and you believe that these two had a very long history between them. Regardless of what happened off-screen, none of that came through on-screen. Rourke and Johnson made an excellent duo, and their dialogue was outstanding.
Let's squeeze the trigger. Harley. Don't yank it. It's not your dick.
Hey, now, Jack, you know the last time we did this, I kicked your ass, Jack.
Well, that was in high school, Harley. And Jack had a broken arm.
Yeah, well, I'm the one that did it.
Aside from The Expendables, they just don't make movies like this anymore. This movie is the polar opposite of a piece of garbage like Bride Wars. While that was about two women trying to out-twat the other, this was about long-time friendship, loyalty, and the occasional bank heist.